Hello, welcome to LD12's monthly meeting. Susie, don't forget to hit record. I got a thumbs up, so that means that they can hear me. We got some new equipment, so hopefully the people on Zoom can hear us better and the people in the room can hear us better, and I could talk even louder. I'm excited. All right. Okay. Are we ready? Okay. Ooh, I gotta be careful. All right. I want to thank you for joining us today's meeting, either in person or virtually. Be advised that our meetings are being recorded for documentation and reference purposes. By continuing to be a part of this meeting, you consent to being recorded, and if you have any questions or concerns or objections, you need to see the board before the meeting starts. For those of you on Zoom, at this time, it is for viewing only. We're not able to interact within the room for those of you on Zoom, but that may change in the future. We are looking into it. Today's agenda will be on the table, and we'll get it up there in a second. We do have, of course, a busy schedule. We try to pack in as much as we can in our LD meetings. So we'll keep everybody on track.
All right, for the land acknowledgement, Arizona LD12 Democrats acknowledge the land we gather on is, you know what, that is on. I realized, sorry. Hear myself. Okay, let's try this again. Arizona LD12 Democrats acknowledge the land we gather on today is the ancestral homeland of indigenous nations that have inhabited these lands since time immemorial. We take this opportunity to thank the Hohokam, including the Akimal, O'odham, and Peepash peoples of the past, present, and future for their traditional care of this land and their resilience. Attached to this physical space is a painful history of forced removal resulting in intentional genocide of its indigenous people. This history is important to all of us as a reminder of not to cause further harm. We remain appreciative of our ability to teach, learn, and serve in a space of such importance and reverence. Reminder, Bada Bing raffle tickets are on sale now. You can scan the QR code on your agenda. There's also QR codes over on the table here, and the baskets are there on display as well. That is one of our best fundraisers, and that helps us pay for this building. Next up, we would like to welcome any first-time attendees. So if this is your first time attending an LD12 meeting, if you're comfortable, you can raise your hand and introduce yourself. Tell us what city you're from. Bob from Tempe, thank you for joining us today. Anyone else? Lisa from Tempe, thank you for joining us tonight. Anyone else? Oh, she's coming. Karen from Phoenix, thanks also. Here. Melissa's getting her steps in tonight. Eddie from Awatuki, thank you for joining us tonight. No. All right, next up, we will welcome our elected officials. If you're an elected official, please stand up so I can recognize you. I have Representative Contreras. I have Jennifer Germain, Justice of the Peace. Armando Montero, President of Tempe Union Governing Board. Hang on, Bridget Bellavina, Constable for Kyrene. And Senator Epstein in the way back. Oh, and Councilman Robinson. He's one of our guest speakers tonight for Tempe City Council. All right, and then last but not least, any candidates that are running for office, if you would stand up so we can recognize you very quickly. Candidates, well, Representative Contreras is also running again. Armando Montero is not technically running again because he has his seat. Bunny Davis is Pirate Governing Board. There we go. Right. And is Laura here from AZ?
Hello.
Hey, just so we're really so just please be patient with.
Work? Yes. Oh, awesome. My name's Laura. I'm one of the organizers with the Arizona Democrats in the LD12 and LD13 area. And right now, we are really ramping up before the election. We are looking for all hands on deck. And I think I know a lot of you in this room. Hi, guys. But I want to get to know all of you in this room. We have a bunch of different ways to get involved with us. We're doing phone banks. We have 4 phone banks a week. They're really easy. They're just a chance to get to know folks in the area and try and convince them to vote for Harris Walz and our down ballot candidates. Paul can tell you it's a lot of fun. He's out with us. Yeah. And we have organizer meetings, which are kind of like this, but just an open forum to discuss what's going on in the campaign. So who wants Harris and Walz to win? Yeah? Awesome. The way we're going to do that is by doing all of this direct voter action. It's hard work, but it's good work, and we really need all of you. So if you want to get involved, come see me afterwards, or grab my phone number. Melissa has it, Marion has it, Sherry has it, and reach out. We'd love to have you on the team.
Can I have Senator Epstein and Rep. Contreras up to the front, please?
Is Stacy or anybody? There they are. Okay. All right. Stacy. Great.
Caught up in another meeting.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. This is your yay. Your legislative trio who just pretend Stacy is here, and your fabulous LD12 board members here to say that we are so appreciative of everything everybody is doing. Oh my goodness, I'm looking out at you and seeing the things that each and one of you are doing. And from neighbors neighbor letters, I should put down this, it's a good prop. Okay. From neighbor to neighbor letters to gathering signatures, walking door to door without a list, just talking to everybody in your neighborhood. I see you, Susan. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're doing phone banking, so many things. It's fantastic. We all are working hard for both making sure that Vice President Harris and Governor Walz get elected, and also up and down the ballot, and up and down the ballot, all the way around. And that's why we're asking, please make sure you're watching for our LD12 specific canvas launches. Come and walk with LD12, because it's great to walk with Harris, but you've heard of this thing called reverse coattails. Well, I believe in them. Congressman Stanton believes in them. That's why we worked so closely with their office last election cycle. It's so true that the reverse coattails work even better. That if we are doing a good job of getting folks to vote for the down ballot candidate, if they're voting for their local school board member, for their local legislator, they're going to vote blue for Harris and Walz. So we're asking you, some of you, to please come on out to our LD12 launch canvases. They are every Saturday and Sunday. They're posted on Facebook and on the LD12 website calendar. So coming out, we have had a different, exciting, extra dignitary come every week. Well, we've had Congressman Stanton come a few times. Some of our fabulous county candidates have been coming, and you've met them here. It's a good chance to come and talk to them again there. So come on out. It's super fun. We're all having a great time, and you are going to make the difference to turn Arizona blue. Woohoo!
One of the things that we wanted to mention is we do have 2 locations where you can pick up yard signs for all 3 of our legislators, the county candidates, school board candidates, Greg Stanton, Gallego. So on your agenda are the addresses. There's a location in Tempe and a location in Ahwatukee, and we are in the process of setting up a location in Chandler also. So please go pick them. Share with your neighbors who you're voting for. They trust you. They will also vote for these people if you have yard signs up. And there are some in the back too. Thank you guys so much. This weekend, we are launching from Joanne Marcus's house in Tempe. There's a QR code on your agenda. We will be canvassing precincts in Tempe along with the Kyrene School Board candidates and Save Our Schools on Sunday. So please come out and join us so that we can support those down ballot candidates like we do. The August bylaws votes, the results of the PC votes for giving early membership to nominated PCs and uninterrupted membership to nominated but moved PCs both passed overwhelmingly with 95% of PCs voting in favor of that. So because of those changes, the new PCs were allowed to vote on our voter guide recommendations for proposals and nonpartisan candidates. Because of that, our voter guide is now complete and available to anybody that wants it. We have copies over there at the front. They're blue. We have it available on our website. We are, again, mailing out 30,000 plus neighbor-to-neighbor letters with those in there, and an additional 30,000 to others, like this one, as a bulk mailing. So the information is getting out. Please share it with your friends that live in LD12. If you have friends that live in other LDs and you need help locating their voter guides, we're happy to try to help you figure that out too. Okay.
I didn't know I'd get a lead into this. Yeah, speaking of voter guides for other LDs, Craig Velasco and I are, as of starting yesterday, are working on putting together on our link tree, not the LD12 link tree, but another one, a list of as many LDs around the state as we can who have voter guides. They don't all have them, many of them do, and we've literally just started working on that yesterday and today, and by the end of the week, probably we'll have links to voter guides for probably about 18 or so, I don't know how many districts it is, but a bunch of them. So anyway, I'll give you the address right now, linktree.com/victory24. That's the one we're using at the coordinated campaign for statewide stuff. So linktree.com/victory24. There's only like 2 of them up there now. LD12 is one of them. But we will be adding more as we discover people who see the light and generate published voter guides like these wonderful people do. So thank you.
Okay. Linda Thor wasn't able to make it tonight, but we just wanted to talk about Proposition 486. This is for Maricopa community colleges. So we're trying to keep colleges more affordable. Thank you for holding up the sign. There is information sheets on all of your tables if you want to get more information about this. But of course, you know, we are always a yes for overrides, bonds, propositions that fit our schools. So thank you. Anything? No, you can't ask a question, Bill. Just kidding. What's your question? Yes, it's not a tax increase. As Bill Mager said, it's not a tax increase. I didn't hear the rest. Allows them to spend money they already have. So She gave me a high five, so I got it right. Yay! All right. Oh, next up is Councilman Kevin Robinson to talk about some of the bonds that will be on there, propositions that will be on for Maricopa or Speed. I need my coffee.
She said earlier I was with the Tempe City Council. Oh, with you? Oh, somebody did.
Okay.
Okay. Well, well, first of all, good evening, everybody. As was stated, my name is Kevin Robinson. For those of you I don't know, I'm fortunate enough to represent you, those of you who live in Ahwatukee, Arcadia, and Biltmore, and Central Phoenix on the Phoenix City Council. I'd like to start off with by first mentioning we've had a tough week this past week in the city of Phoenix, having lost an officer to some pretty violent, a very violent incident. So any opportunity you can, and I know you guys probably already do these things, when you see a police officer, any opportunity you get, let them know how much you appreciate the work that they do. It really is tough. And those of you who know my background, I spent 36 and a half years in uniform with the Phoenix Police Department, and I take my hat off to them because it is an extremely difficult job, but they're doing a job that they want to do. They want to represent, they want to protect you folks. So they're out there, you know, doing some extremely difficult work, but I just thought it was important that I mentioned that. Thank you. Yeah. The three propositions that the city of Phoenix has out there right now are Proposition 487, which is the alternative expenditure limitation. That is basically our budget. And I brought my notes with me. What's the legislator, what those opposing this are asking us to do is to revert back to decades ago, to spending limits from decades ago, which really does not make sense. What we are proposing, or what we are supporting, is we're asking Phoenix voters to continue setting the annual spending limit, which is equivalent to our annual budget. Now, the city of Phoenix has an annual budget of over $2 billion a year. That's fire services, police services, parks and rec, this location, just a host of things like that. If we were to do what some folks are asking us to do, if they, you know, move away from this, if they have their ways, then there would have to be some way for us to make up that spending difference, which to us does not make a whole lot of sense. So we're asking people to support and vote for, which is Proposition 487, the alternative expenditure limit. So that's what it's about more than anything else. The second one, the general plan, I'm happy to say that I am one of the co-chairs of the general plan. Myself and Councilwoman Ann O'Brien from Council District 1 have been asked to co-chair it. Every 10 years, we are obligated by Arizona revised statute to come up with a plan on what the city plans on doing for the next 10 years. We lay it out, and we do this with input from the community. You'll be hearing a lot more about this in the coming months, but what we want to be able to do is plan a Phoenix that you want to have. And it's critically important. And like I said, Councilwoman Ann O'Brien and I are both involved as the co-chairs, and we will be getting out, talking to folks, getting more information out as time goes on. But it's important for us to do what we've always done and to listen to the community as to what we should do as a city. And the last proposition, 489, is salaries for elected officials, the mayor and the city council. It's not something we ask for. It's not something we had a vote that says, hey, let's ask for a raise, because in essence, that's what it would be. I believe the council member's salary is $62,000 a year, I believe, and which, you know, supposedly it's supposed to be a part-time job, but the reality of it all is if you do it the right way, there's nothing part-time about it. The mayor, Kate Gallego, tell you, is probably one of the hardest working mayors that I have ever seen in my entire life, asking to raise her salary from, I think, about $80,000 up to, I think, about 107, 108. Well, I can look at it and tell you. That's what my notes are here for. Raise her salary to $103,000 a year. And if you sit back and think about it, we are the 5th largest city in the United States and still one of the lowest paid elected officials within that category and group. And I'm not up here asking you to give me a raise by no stretch of the imagination, but the reality of it all is the amount of work that is expected in these positions, you need to ensure that people are being properly compensated is what it comes down to. I will definitely advocate for the mayor. I don't say a whole lot about council members' salaries and stuff, but I would ask that people support this particular proposition more for the mayor's position than anything else. So those are the 3 propositions. I don't know if there's any questions that I can answer for anybody, but I'd be happy to do so. We had a bet as to whether or not I would get any questions. Melissa said I wouldn't. So I think I owe her a hot dog or something, lunch or something. Dinner, okay.
You owe me dinner.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys are the best. I love this. No, too late. He even said he was going to have Jack ask a question. I said, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. You guys are good. Okay. So Dems Give Back, we usually do something every single month, but during the election, there's so many things going on, which we're going to talk about in the next couple of slides. So it is on until after the election, we will get back to Dems Give Back. But if you want to donate, you can always donate at the Kyrene Family Resource Center and Threads. These are the 2 big ones that we support every year, a couple times a year. So next, upcoming events. Ooh, that's really small print. It's a good thing that it's on your agenda, that's on your table. And I have 100 copies. There's plenty. There is one for everybody to take home. There are events happening every single week, every weekend, on the evenings. We have Dems and Donuts. We have book club. We have Watering Hole Wednesdays. We have canvases every Saturday and Sundays. There is a debate watch party going on across the LD tomorrow night. There are just so many different ways for you to get involved and be active in the district. Yeah, hold on. So make sure that you're looking at your sheets. Go to the next slide. On the next slide, this is everything that's going to happen we're starting to fill up our calendar for next month. Okay, eyes on me. Are you ready? Next month, when we have our monthly meeting, it happens on a holiday. So we are holding it the very next day on Tuesday. So keep in mind, in the month of October, our meeting falls on Indigenous Peoples Day. So we will hold it on Tuesday in the same location at the same time, 6:30 start time. I'll make sure this goes out, but the facility is closed. So I will make sure that you guys get another email, but just remember, for those that aren't here, remind your friends and your family that come that we won't have it on the Monday, we will have it on Tuesday, the very next day. Okay. No. October 15th. Tuesday. I'll have to remind Jeff. He'll be here. Every month we do Dems and Donuts. Thank you to Julia Fleeman over there who puts it together every single month. So thank you. We have Watering Hole Wednesday, and Lutz, who happens to be sitting right next to her. Thank you very much for putting that together. And then game night, again, is on until January. We will get back with that. During the election, it gets very difficult to do some things. And then readers and leaders, I think Kathy Beebe, I saw her. I thought I saw her. There she is. I thought I saw her in the back. And Lisa Cinto put that on every single month. And they are still covering Project 2025. She says, yes, they are still covering. So just remember all of this information is on your agenda sheets. Here are some of my spotlight events that I'm going to talk about. I'm sure I was supposed to pass the mic by now, but I'm just on a roll. Okay, so Saturday, September 14th from 6 to 8 p.m. is a fundraiser for Tim and Joel at Mark's house. Mark is in the back over there. helping with our neighbor to neighbor letters. Please tell anybody in Maricopa County about Tim Stringham. They can come to the event. Joel Navarro is just for District 1, but you know, these two play a good role together. They are great. If you haven't heard them speak together, I suggest going. Please come and support these two wonderful candidates. I am very excited for both of them. So please join us on Saturday, and it will be after state committee meeting, which we'll talk about later. Next, bottoms up, everybody. What? Oh, that's right. Greg Stanton will be there on Saturday at Mark's house. So please come join us. Next event. Did you want to talk? Okay. All right. Bottoms up, everybody. Every election. Well, I say every election. This is the second time, but we're going to make it in every election. We want to recognize our bottom of the ballot candidates. Those are your school board candidates. They are so important. And we have two very big races going on for our school board in our district. We have Kyrene School District. We have the ABCs. We have Amy, Bunny, and Cedric. So we have SE, and you remember the Z's. And I can't see your own names. I know it's Zaina, Barbara Mosden, and Claudia Mendoza. So the Z's. Remember the Z's? I love that you guys did this. It helps me remember ABCs of Kyrene, and then the 3 Z's in Chandler Unified School District. We have to get these groups, both of these elected. It is so important to keeping our school board members safe. The kids, they will be able to get things done. And I cannot thank you enough. It is one of those thankless volunteer jobs that you guys do. So thank you for running, and thank you for being a school board member. I do appreciate it. All right. So for bottoms up, you can buy your tickets on the QR code. They are, that's okay. I don't know if you can go back there. 35. If you purchase them now, they'll be $40 at the door. We are going to have some hors d'oeuvres. I can never say that word. But Chris Mays will be joining us for the evening to talk a little bit. And then we also have Jeannie Castine, who just agreed to come help us talk about the importance of school board. If you don't know who Jeannie Castine is, you will love her. She is great. She puts out the best newsletter. She makes me laugh all the time. So please, Secular AZ, thank you. So please join us for the bottoms up. It's on Thursday, the 19th, and we are doing this a combined event with LD 13. So LD13 and LD12 are combining this event together. We have the whole private patio of the parlor in Chandler. It's going to be a wonderful evening. And I just bought myself a new dress for it. Yeah. All right. I don't get out very often. All right. Oh, here, I'm done. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Melissa. Before I talk about state committee, I just want to piggyback on what Melissa said and talk about our school board candidates. Particularly in Kyrene, there is a person that is running against our 3 candidates who is a pretty extreme MAGA guy who's been making statements that are disparaging to our candidates. And so we want you to know what he's about so that when you're talking to your neighbors about Amy, Bunny, and Cedric, you're talking about a Kyrene parent, you're talking about an educator, you're talking about a school administrator and a legal counsel for the Tucson Unified School District. Our candidates have a broad and diverse background, and he is just very extreme and not a nice guy. When it comes to the Chandler Unified candidates, again, really broad experience. Zaina's a teacher. Barb has been on the board for 16 years. And Claudia is an administrator and a parent. Zaina's a parent of Chandler Unified students that just graduated. And again, super extreme people that are running against them. And if we can get the Z's for Chandler Unified on that board, it will change the entire dynamic of their school board. So it's super important that we're focusing our time and energy on them. talking to our neighbors about it and making sure that we're doing everything that we can to get them elected. For the state committee meeting, those of us that are state committee members, we do have a meeting this Saturday, which is the 14th. We are meeting at Phoenix College. It is in person, able to attend. Proxies available to be completed over here. Nicole can hand one to you if you need one, so raise your hand if you need one. The deadline to submit your proxy is this Wednesday. The meeting starts at noon, but if you want to attend any caucus and council meetings, they will be meeting between 10 and 11:30, again, at Phoenix College. If you have any questions, you can see myself, Melissa, Nicole, and we can help you out. Does anybody need a proxy? Okay. And then one more chance to get your Bada Bing raffle tickets. Again, we have margarita time and after dinner delights. QR codes are also on your agenda. And then our next guest is Julie Coburn. She is from the Arizona Democratic DLC. She's going to talk to us about how we can plan parties with our friends and family so that we can sit down together to fill out our ballots, because this is going to be a bad boy. Our ballot's probably going to be about 3 pages long, and we really want to encourage people to vote their entire ballot. So she's going to talk to us about how we go about planning some of these parties ourselves.
Hello. Okay. No. Yeah, I know many of you might be wanting to plan some ballot parties coming up for the ballots coming out that Melissa mentioned to me. And that we have a lot of new activity or new people joining us who might not know how to host house parties as good as people like Ann Lutz. um, Before the pandemic happened, she had this really awesome house party and invited all these candidates to get their signatures. Yeah, it was like a launch party for some out in her backyard. Everyone was jealous, and then the pandemic hit, and then now here we are. um, so I'm going to be doing a brief event planning, hosting, and recruiting training. So when you're planning your event, you want to plan backwards. I recommend inviting people at least 2 weeks out, and then thinking of the who, what, where, when, and why, and then also think of the space and materials, and if you're going to use Wi-Fi. I know a few years ago when we were trying to take on the Salad CCO effort to block the light rail funding, we were doing a series of phone banks, for example. One of them we tried to set up at an older volunteer's house. We realized about a week before didn't know how to log on to their Wi-Fi or get us onto their Wi-Fi. And I didn't have control over the materials. We were getting it from the campaign, and they weren't going to print paper lists for us. So I learned very quickly to find out ahead of time if the space I'm going to need for my event needs Wi-Fi for sure, so that we can log on to like a virtual phone bank, or if you're going to be doing like a virtual meeting or presentation of some sort. Okay, next slide. Think about who's going to take on what roles. You don't have to do it by yourself. Anne did a really great job of building in her network. Sorry, you're in my line of sight, and you're like one of the best examples, so you're going to be mentioned quite a bit. She had a great network of friends who she invited to help out, so you don't have to do everything. Like if you have a friend who doesn't like to talk to people but will bake or cook up a storm, they're the perfect person to get involved, because then you don't have to worry about food for the event. Or if you got someone who's a chatterbox and is really great at talking with people, put them in charge of event flow and like table sign in, and tracking people down when they come to the event to sign in and give a name tag. Also think about like what resources you're going to need and to resource from where. Is it stuff that you can get donated, or you can buy for cheap at like the dollar store, that sort of thing. Okay, next slide. Yeah, I mean that slide's pretty self-explanatory, but get commitments, delegate. Like I said, don't do it all yourself. Also have a conditional plan, like if you're planning a canvas, especially during our rainy season here in Arizona. I always have a backup plan for like maybe a phone bank or some sort of I know we didn't really have one this year, but I'm also a big fan of checklists. Every time I don't make a checklist for an event, I forget something key. I'm also gonna send Melissa, if I haven't already, a packet that I've gotten from an organization called Arena. That trains people on how to. They have a really great sheet on the back of the packet that you can print off for like a checklist and write down like what materials you need, and also has a sample agenda, so you don't have to come up with it on your own. So okay. This is the basic life cycle of an event. Like I said, I start recruiting at least 2 weeks out. I also recommend using various forms of invitation. Think about the noise that's in people's lives, right? They got like family issues, health issues, their kids' sports, or whatever activities they got to get their kids to. Um, so I recommend calling people first, following up with a text and email. And then I know a lot of you know that you can get lists from your legislative district to go knock on the doors of your neighbors. Recently, I was helping out Legislative District 27 build up their volunteer base there. And they had a really great down ballot party where they invited neighbors in their precinct to talk about races. We had like maybe 5 to 6 people who signed up on Mobilize, but then 15 people signed up just from the lady knocking on the doors in her neighborhood and then getting confirmations there, but also leaving them an invitation. And she did that at least like 3 weeks before the event. And then I recommend doing confirmation calls, texts, and emails with the date, time, location, and context about 48 hours out. And then during the event, I recommend having sheets to pass around to people to sign them up for the next event, or some sort of way to capture their information to sign them up for whatever next event you're going to have. And then send follow-up emails and thank yous. Okay, next slide. Some house party ideas. I know during the pandemic, quite a few of you did driveway parties that were pretty popular. I know Patty Contreras actually, I think, did a signature slam or something at her house to get herself on the ballot. Yeah, there we go. They're pretty uncomplicated. You know, all you got to do is set out some chairs and tables, maybe a canopy, some drinks and whatnot. But I know some of the more popular ones, like the Anne planned, was an indoor-outdoor house party. There's also things like Project 2025 house parties that are popular right now. My friend Jeanette had one in Lakewood Precinct that had like 30 people that showed up. And I don't think I'd even seen about 3/4 of them before. So I know if you're in contact with a coordinated campaign, they can get you materials on how to talk to your neighbors about Project 2025 and maybe bring an organizer to invite neighbors in your network to hear more about how that will damage America if we don't take action on it. Hold on, wait, one more. You go back one. One of the other ones I've had really good luck with are film and documentary meetups. I know during the 2022 election, when the Dobbs decision happened, abortion was on people's minds quite a bit. And just weirdly enough, the Jane's documentary happened to come out at the same time. We got so much use out of that documentary because we built up so many house parties and they're not very complicated. All you got to do is set up in your living room, or if you got like a big, projector, you can set up outside. And it's a great way to get new people into the door who might be apprehensive about canvassing or phone banking or donating. Because anyone can invite a friend to come watch a movie with them. And then you got their info, and then you can hook them into other things. I don't know if you can see the photos very well, but the one up in the corner is Jeanette's house party for Project 2025. She doesn't have a huge house. Not everyone's like Joanne who has like the biggest living room I think I've ever seen. And also awesome house parties if you've ever been to one. But she makes do with the space she has. And usually has some sort of like little raffle or some sort of other way, to get people excited and interested and get their information. The photos in the one corner are the state legislature and school board party house or house party that we had recently in Legislative District 27. They just set up in the ladies' living room and invited the neighbors in and had some snacks and drinks and She was super excited because she thought only like 3 people were gonna come. It was her first house party ever. And she ended up having like 20 to 25 people that showed up. So you can do it, I promise. Okay. Another one that's fairly easy to plan that you might not think is easy is a fundraiser. I point out the Decadent Delights and Champagne that you guys run because, as you know, most of the materials are donated, and then you charge people to come in. And I think Melissa said you guys make like $5,000 to $6,000 off of it, right? Like, so if you're trying to fundraise for a nonprofit or another political campaign or something like that, it doesn't always have to be, a meet and greet. There's all kinds of various things that you can do, but I recommend setting the amount that you want to raise for it and then building your budget based on that and getting as much as you can donated. Because if you're spending more on the fundraiser than you did, funds raised, then it was pointless. So just keep that in mind. Also, yeah. Then all event best practices, like I said, do a tech check at least like a week out, just to make sure you have all the materials in aligned that you may need, or that if you need Wi-Fi and the place doesn't have Wi-Fi, you can find a better place. Or if like you're running a phone bank, for example, um, it, make sure everyone signs in, and if someone sneaks past you and doesn't sign in, chase them down with a clipboard, as I do. Yes, beat them over the head. Yes, just kidding. And always have a way to sign people up for the next event. And then also just have fun with it, right? I know it can sound stressful, but I promise you it's not. It's really fun. My friend Jeanette is like hooked on house parties now. She's not a huge fan of canvassing, but she's like, have my living room all you want. We'll flip the legislature that way. Okay, next one. Oh yeah, I pretty much discussed all that. So you can go to the next slide. I don't think you can see it very well, but this is the invitation that the lady in Legislative District 27 made that got about 20 people to her house party just by herself. Included a basic context of like why you're inviting people to this house party, the date, time, how to RSVP to her directly, and then what's going to be provided, like if it's just going to be drinks and appetizers, or is there going to be like a full dinner, that sort of thing. Okay, I think, like I said, do confirmation calls. I will also chase people down on social media if I don't have their contact information and message them directly. If that's happened, that's worked before. But text and email should be secondary to the phone calls. Phone calls should always be first because that helps cut through the noise. And I'm also told that they have spam filters now on text because people are getting so many campaign texts and stuff. They're getting flagged now. So that's another way to get around that. Okay, and then lastly, remember to take photos and videos at your events. One, because your legislative district or whatever group you're working with can use them for content sharing later, or future invitations, or to show how big of our numbers. I know during the pandemic when we had our watch parties, or no, it was before the pandemic. We had our watch parties last election at Native Grill for the presidential debates. We looked really impressive to the rest of the Democratic Party nationally because when I shared our photos from that group of the entire back room at Native Grill filled, we looked huge and totally flippable and exciting. So it helps build momentum, excitement, and interest. Also get your friends jealous, but also you can share it for future events. But I recommend if you're gonna content capture, do it in such a way that you don't capture anyone's personal information, like especially if they're signing a clipboard or something like that, make sure to angle it in such a way that you don't capture their name, cell phone number, or anything like that. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. I'll be over in the corner, so if you want to set a date and time for your ballot party, come see me and we can get it on the books and get that going for Melissa.
Julie. So this is a great opportunity to get your Dem to Dem list of your Democratic neighbors and start reaching out to them about hosting something at your house and being a resource in your community, especially for those of us that are PCs. You know, it's a really good way to build up that relationship with your Democratic neighbors, and you'd be surprised how many Dems you have in your neighborhood if you haven't already been given a list. On the agenda also is the QR code to request that, and Joanne is the one that's taking care of all the Dem to Dem lists. So if you fill that out, she will be in touch with you.
Okay. Don't forget to buy your Bada Bing raffle tickets. We actually are gonna end a little early tonight, but that's okay because we still got a lot of business. I mean, I have other stuff I gotta get with Nancy. I still have to get with Mark. So make sure you get your raffle tickets now. So don't wait. But I do want to go over the treasure report. In the month of August, we had a beginning balance of $34,807. We brought in $8,724. We had disbursements of $4,492 with an ending cash balance of $39,039. You can see that our cash on hand right now is $33,416. Before you say anything, I'd like to tell you that of the 33,000 that we have, 31 we are doing a bulk mailer, which you all got to see earlier, the voter guides. That's going to cost us about $25,000 to $27,000. We still have a fundraiser to go, and we still have some outstanding bills to pay, monthly bills. We also have text messaging that we're still doing. So we did amazing. We have been spending like crazy, is what my treasurer says to me. He's like, I'm like, just as long as we have it budgeted down very close. We will be spending a lot of it this year. We're laying it all on the line here. We're putting out this voter guides. Remember, 30,000 of them are going to go out in a neighbor-to-neighbor letter. 30,000 of them, an additional 30,000 are going to be bulk mail. So 60,000 homes, 60 voter guides. The voter guides from the top to the bottom. It is the biggest, the largest that this LD has ever done. We have saved for the last 2 years for this moment. We're laying it all out there. We have to get our 3 legislators reelected. They are amazing. They do a lot of hard work for us. So thank you. So, but we are still doing lots of fundraising every single month. I want to say thank you to Judy and Bill, who put these wonderful baskets together for us. They help us raise money every single month to pay for this facility, to help pay for all of this. So I'm very, very excited. I feel this is a very, very monumental year. This is a moment this year is going to bring for me. It's just been such a great year. I turned 50 this year. And I feel like this is the year we're going to flip the legislature. I am. And I'm, so we're going to get you guys some help in that legislature. We're going to get Kamala Harris elected. We're going to get our school board members. I'm just so excited about this election. So I hope you will come and join us this Saturday and Sunday to canvass. It is such a different experience knocking on doors today than it has been ever before in the past. People are excited to talk to you. They're excited to see the voter guides. They're just very, very excited about the future of our country. So, there is LD12 merchandise. So wear your t-shirt or a different shirt. I have 30 statement shirts, one for every day of the month. Everywhere you go, make a statement. Be loud and proud of being a Democrat. Everywhere I go, I have a shirt on that says, "My body, my choice, Kamala Harris, LD12 Democrat." You name it, I have a shirt for it. Be proud. They do it, we need to do it. Take it back. We do. We're going to take it back and everything. So, Take back the flag. Yes, I see a lot of people with their flags. So yes. So don't forget, we do have LD12 t-shirts up there. We're gonna be doing the Bada Bing raffle basket here shortly. Do you have another now? Oh, we are gonna open it up to our final, is there a slide for it? I think for any new business. So anybody in the room, come on up here. Come on up. You get 1 minute to talk about anything that is on your mind. Anything. Oh, and all of my candidates, this is your moment. Hi, Nicole. Yes, you in the back? Yes, I'm still going to call her out. And then, all right. Who's up first? Come on up. There you go.
They all put me to the head of the line. Hi, I'm Barb Mosden, and I'm running for Chandler Unified School District Governing Board. I've been on the board, I'm in my 16th year on the governing board, and a lot has changed since then, since the first time I got onto the board. It used to be that these were very chill elections. A lot of times there were 3 candidates for 3 positions, but now we do have some very extreme individuals who are running against us. I really want to make sure that all students get a world-class education in Chandler schools. I want to make sure that every child has that opportunity to thrive and grow and reach their full potential. And I want to make sure too that our students are ready to learn when they come to school. And that means safety. It means making sure that they have the pre-literacy skills that they need for kindergarten to learn to read, and to make sure that our students are ready. We need to make sure that they're not hungry. We need to make sure that they don't have earaches or toothaches and things like that. So I hope you'll be able to, if you live to the east of the 101, and south of Warner, people here are in Chandler Unified. We have some in the back, but not too many. Great, thank you. And so thank you very much, and I guess I'll pass it on to the next individual because I think my minute's up.
Hi, everyone. I've got a couple of different announcements to make. I'm Lisa Malikowski. I'm the co-chair of the LGBTQ Democrats of Maricopa County. A couple of other announcements. Stacey Travers wanted to tell everybody she was sad she couldn't be here. She's at the 100 Black Men Voting town hall representing us. So she wanted everybody to know that she was there. I'll say this for the coordinated campaign. The coordinated campaign is still looking for housing for their out-of-state people that are working on the coordinated campaign. So if you have a room in your house, it's an amazing way to get closer to the campaign, having one of these folks in your house. I have somebody in my house, and she's an amazing, what else to call her, but I hope she's president one day. But they're still looking for housing, and you can still work on that. Saturday, in addition to it being state committee, at night is also Latino Pride. And the Democrats are going to have a booth there. So if we have any native Spanish speakers in the audience who would really like to help with the Pride, the LGBTQ community event, love to hear you. But you didn't put my meeting in, my monthly meetings in the list. That was the last thing. My monthly meetings. All right, just one last thing. The LGBTQ committee meetings are every second Wednesday of the month. So we're having one on September 11th, the same day we also phone bank at our house, at my house, and October 9th at 7 p.m. So if you want to know about those, let me know.
Good evening, LD12. Thank you. My name is Zaina Prudanovsky, and I'm running for the Chandler Unified School District Governing Board. I'm a teacher on the Gila River Indian community. I've been a teacher for 10 years, and I moved out here specifically for our Chandler Unified Schools because they are excellent academic access for my 2 children that recently graduated, and I want to bring that same academic excellence to all children. I believe in the holistic learning as a teacher, that SEL. I teach on the Gila River Indian community so that diversity, equity, inclusion is a vital component in our campaign. I am running for, yes, I'm running for our Chandler Unified School District along with Claudia Mendoza and Barb Mosden. We are slated, so it makes it a lot easier. I also want to put a plug for the Chandler bond. Say yes to the bond. I have 2 signs for any 2 takers for that. And thank you very much for hosting it. We're having a fundraiser the 28th. Thank you.
Hi, Nick Collins, Magic Stone. I just wanted to tell everyone, you know about the state committee meeting that's happening Saturday. So that's at noon. Before that, at 10 a.m., we have a progressive council meeting. Our first one in a long time. We just kind of reorganized. So if you're around and you're there, come at 10 a.m. It's in room A204. Or you can email me, or there's our email we have for the council. It's azdemprogressivecouncil@gmail.com if you need more information. That's it. Yeah, hope to see you there. And consider voting for Prop 140. I know that on our blue page it says no, but just think about it.
Hey everyone, my name is Nicole Miller. I wanted to give an update on my Tempe Union High School Governing Board race. I'm going to move over here. Armando Burdetta and I are the only 3 candidates that filed to run for the seat. And so our election has officially been canceled by the Board of Supervisors. It's very exciting. So in January, not sure of the date yet, I will be, I guess, appointed as the next governing board member. And I just want to thank everyone for all of their support, all of their encouragement, and just, yeah, go blue, I guess. Thanks.
I'm Kathleen Coughlin. I'm a volunteer for Make Elections Fair. And I know that this isn't always looked at fondly by some of the Democrats, but we do find that Democrats are very, Democrats are very favorable towards this. In our polling, about 70% of Democrats are in favor of this, 85% of independents, and about 47% of Republicans. Today in Arizona, 37% of voters identify as independent, but they're not allowed to vote in the primary unless they request a or a Republican ballot. So we want to make it, we just want to treat every voter fairly, and we want every voter to be able to vote. So think about Prop 140. Check out our website, www.makeelectionsfair.arizona, and I hope you'll consider it. We've got a couple of yard signs in the back. Come back and get one if you'd like. Thank you.
I'm gonna be quick, I promise. Okay, I'm going to try to be quick. My name is Armani D. Jackson. For those who don't know me, I am the finance director with Arizona List. This Thursday, we have an event coming up called Men for Arizona List. Those are for our men who do support pro-choice Democratic women up and down the ballot. Ladies, feel free to crash the party. There are a lot of us that are crashing the party. And then on top of that, I am also the first Black president of the Young Democrats of Arizona. Thank you. And we have been doing a lot of rebuilding with the Young Democrats of Arizona. We have our endorsement process, which is open right now. So if there are any candidates that you would like to nominate for our endorsement process, please do so. That does include 1 canvas, 1 phone bank, and a fundraising post for all of our candidates that we do endorse. And then the other thing, we are doing a weekend of action with the California Young Dems in October. So California Young Dems are coming to Arizona to help us canvass for 1 weekend. And with that, we do need funds. If you guys are willing to donate, we do have an Act Blue. Go on Act Blue and you can donate there. Oh, I did it.
Hello, my name is Kathy Gomez. I'm retired. I just retired from teaching after 31 years. And I retired from teaching in the classroom, but I'm still active. So I decided to join Save Our Schools. I'm working part-time for them through the election. So I am here to ask all of you to come out and canvass with our wonderful ABC Kyrene candidates and of course our legislators for LD12 on Sunday, September 15th. Also, I know LD12 has a little bit of Mesa in their district. So if you live in that little part of Mesa in your district, vote the 3 Cs or tell your friends who live in Mesa public schools. School board candidates are the 3 Cs. So we have 3 Cs, We have ABCs, and then we have the 3 Cs in Mesa. So we have Josh Shilton, Lacey Shaffey, and Courtney Davis. So remember the 3 Cs in Mesa, and come out and canvass on Sunday. Thank you.
Hi guys, Paul Wyke, and I'm not going to be talking about poll observers or poll workers, but I'm going to try and talk about the U.S. Supreme Court order on voter registration, because several people have asked me about voter registration here in Arizona in light of that court decision. So I'm going to keep it really short. The best option, if you're talking to somebody who needs to register to vote before October 7th, if they have an Arizona driver's license or ID, servicearizona.com. If they do not have an Arizona driver's license or ID, but they have their birth certificate or proof of citizenship, then you can use either the Arizona form or the federal form. But if they're like a student or somebody that does not have access to a birth certificate, proof of citizenship form, only use the federal form, not the state form. You use the federal form, they can be a Fed-only voter. They can vote for president, Congress, and Senate. If they use the state form, they get rejected. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, I'll let you go and then I have one more. Okay.
Hi, folks. My name is Judge Sharon Sauls. I'm the judge over at the Kyrene Justice Court. I am in the same building as Judge Tyler Kissel, who's LD8 in Tempe. Judge Jennifer Germain, who's 13. So with that being said, I am here to give you a formal invitation to come and sit with us, folks. So when someone says that judge was rude, you will see what's really happening in our courtroom. When someone says Judge Sauls evicts people for fun, you will know that Judge Sauls is judging on the rule of law. So this, again, is your formal invitation to come down. The courts are open to the public. You can email us, call, or you can simply walk in. If you really want to see me in action, come on Tuesday morning. Unfortunately, the Kyrene Justice Court does a record number of evictions. Again, not because I tried to create homelessness or poverty, it's just what's happening in our society. People can't afford the rents. It is up to the landlords to work with these folks, not the judges. Once you get to the courts, folks, it's too late. So come on down and see what we're doing. Since you guys elected us, we want you to see what we're doing, okay?
Okay, we have me and then one more. I just wanted to take a minute. I know Prop 140 has been controversial in our district. A lot of people have voted yes and no, and the executive board, after much deliberation, we voted no against it. I just want to explain why. The state legislature is Republican led right now. I'm sure that we're going to flip it, but they are going to choose how many people get to go to the November ballot. I'm just unsure about it. I'd like to learn more. I'm not saying that it won't be a good thing for in the future, but what I wanted to say was, if there were 3 candidates running for governor and it was Adrian Fontes and Katie Hobbs and a Republican, are we strong enough as a state to single shot one of those 2 candidates? Because they're 2 of my favorites. And that's all I wanted to leave with. And then I'm happy to talk too. And I really want to talk more about this proposition because I do want to learn more as the chair and for this district as well. Oh, I have 18 seconds. The other proposition that didn't get a lot, I'm going to take up my 18 seconds. The other proposition that didn't get didn't go all the way was Prop 311. I know, 5 seconds. This one was for the first responders. It was the one where criminals have to pay additional for all of their felonies. Let's not penalize these people even more. And so that's why we're also a no. I'll keep mine.
Last, go. Okay, last, Paul and I and Mary, if she's still here, can come up. We just want to give you guys a little bit of information about the DNC. I know y'all watched it, been there and had celebrated with us. The one takeaway for me was when Kamala Harris talked about patriotism. AJ, come on up. And Cedric, come on up. for me, my takeaway was when she said, we are patriotic too. Democrats care about this country, and we are United States citizens. We care about what happens here that does not belong to the Republican Party, which they like to claim. And that was one of the highlights for me, because a lot of people think we are not patriotic just because we stand on issues that impact everybody, and we want things done for everybody. And so we wanted to share. It was phenomenal. I'm gonna pass it off to all my delegate peers here who, so they could talk about their takeaways real quick. Paul likes to go last all the time.
Yeah, that's a little unfair. It was a crowning moment of my life. I'll tell you. I wish you all could have been there. It was spectacular.
Pass the mic.
It went on for a long time. It was the biggest pep rally I've ever been to, and it was incredibly moving. And we stole every Republican trope: the flag, the pride in our nation. Freedom, even football with the coach.
What I was gonna say, that it's the energy out there in the arena was incredible. I mean, considering where we were 6-8 weeks ago, and being in that arena, what you see, that energy, we are destined to win in November, guys.
First of all, I would like to say thank you for everyone who elected us to go. We really appreciate that. Thank you for that. It was definitely the greatest pep rally I've ever attended in my life. I will say that. I actually had a moment of nostalgia when former President Clinton came out, because I remember being a little kid, and those of you who've heard me speak before, you always hear me reference my grandparents. So I remember watching the DNC when he was running for president, and they would play that song, "Don't Stop Thinking of." I'm serious, the first day I remember sitting on the bus, and I remember just playing that, hearing that song in my head. And when he came out, I literally cried, because it took me back to that moment when I was a little kid with my grandparents. And then they played the song after he was finished. And you know, and one of the takeaways, I heard Nicole mention about Michelle Obama, and one of the takeaways I took when former President Obama went up there to speak, of course, because, you know, I have my own election going on here, and he said something about Trump, and everyone booed. He was like, "Don't boo, vote." So that's what we have to do in this upcoming election, from the president on down to the local seats, guys. We need to get out there and vote.
Well, I'll riff on what Cedric said, because I was at the convention as a delegate when Bill Clinton was elected. Yeah, I feel old. But no, it was great being in that pep rally, bringing some of that energy back here to share with all of us, and to share with our neighbors, and to share with the canvases and the phone banks, and just try and encourage everybody to do just a little bit more. And we all did a little bit more, other than being networking with other people. Yeah, it wasn't much sleep each night. So, but it was incredible. Yeah, they said you sleep when you're dead. We needed to come back and sleep for a little bit when we got back. But thank you again. It was an awesome convention, and I've talked to a couple of people that say, I want to do that next time. You should run to be a delegate, but bring all the energy for the next 4 years so that you can be one of the delegates too.
And we have a new song, and it's Freedom, right? So now every time you hear that, you're going to think about the Freedom song from Beyonce that is now Kamala Harris's theme song moving forward. It's going to take all of us to get this done. We are not taking anybody's votes for granted at all. So get out and vote, do what you can, because when we fight, we win.
Right. And remember that Maricopa County is the second largest voting block in the United States, second only to LA County. I think most people don't know that, but it's true. As Maricopa County goes, so goes this freaking nation. So let's work and win.
Thank you all so much for believing in us and voting for us. We're going to pass it back over to you, Melissa.
All right, we're going to do our raffle drawing. So, yes, bada bing. So, Angela's going to share her screen. Yes. Oh, yes. Can you lower the chat? Oh, hold on. Just a second.
I could have used my teacher voice. So we had 395 tickets for the after dinner basket. And so I'm going to generate number 3. And that happens to be Susie Thornton. And then we had 297 for our Margaritaville one. So I'm gonna put 297 in here and generate 76. So that is gonna be Kevin Robinson.
I know. I'll just take it off his hands. Okay, we're going to be wrapping up the meeting. If you could take, I have a couple of things. And Lutz, I have some things for you. Mark, I have some things for you. If you want to pick up more neighbor to neighbor letters, go see Mark. I have one bag up here for you. So if you could just make sure all the chairs get pushed in and everything gets off the tables, you can bring up any extra items and put them on this table up here. Thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the meeting at 7:42.